Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, rabbil alamin. Puji syukur kita ucapkan atas kehadiran Allah Subhanahu wa taala sehingga pada sore hari ini kita dapat melaksanakan Zoom presentasi pada mata kuliah Administrasi Kependudukan dan Lingkungan Hidup. Prior permission, sir and all friend, dear Mr. Rizky Syafril Asahi MSI, as a lecturer in population and as the any spelling environmental administration course. Let me, as a moderator, introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Azlan, and introduce my group member are Aisyah, Nanda Yulia, dan Muhammad Zafran. Okay, in here we are going to explain about our material with the title Natural Resource Planning and Environmental Management. Okay, the next for the first time, go to the introduction. Natural resource planning and environmental management are important aspects of sustainable development that aim to achieve a balance between natural resource utilization and environmental conservation. Natural resources such as water, land, forest, and mineral are important assets to the support human life and economic activity. Effective natural resource planning and environmental management are key in minimizing negative impacts on the environmental and ensuring the availability of natural resources for future generations. Okay, for the next material will be explained by Nanda. To Nanda, welcome.
Okay, thank you, moderator. The material that I will explain, basic concept, definition of natural resources in the big Indonesian dictionary. Natural resources are defined as natural potential that can be developed for the production process. Natural resources are all the contained in the biosphere as which can be utilized to meet human needs directly or indirectly. Simarmata et al. 2021. Natural resources can simply be defined as everything in nature that can be utilized by human in the form of the potential value of material to meet their needs. All elements that make up the natural environment that can meet human needs, both biotic and abiotic, are called natural resources. Samsiati 2019. Next, definition natural resource planning. Natural resources planning is a systematic process involving the formulation of policies, strategies, and action to manage the utilization of natural resources in a sustainable manner. An example is sustainable forest management planning. Sustainable development planning refers to the idea of development that such as into account the living needs of current and future generation, taking into account the balance between economy, social, and environmental dimension. The goal is the achieve harmonization between human needs and environmental preservation in order to provide social welfare and justice for people today and for generations to come. Next, objective objective of SDA planning, sustainable development approach. The, sus- the sustainable development goals are to overcome poverty and hunger, advance food security, improve health and nutrition, quality education, gender equality, clear water and sanitation, affordable, green, safe life online, and ensure sustainability in terms of ecological, economy, social, cultural, political, security, and defense, and partnership to achieve these sustainable development goals. Next, planning principle sustainable SDA. Depo- de- Development must meet the need of the present without compromising the right to meet the need of future generation. Development must pay attention to the existing ecosystem in accordance with its carrying capacity so that it is maintained and environmental quality does not decline atau do sustainable. Every development activity must always realize the interests of other group or communities wherever they are and take into account the existence of current and future life. Sustainable development aims to improve the quality of human life in all aspects of physical, spiritual, social, and cultural in the long term by not waiting and not destroying existing natural resources and not exceeding their carrying capacity. Next, definition of environmental management. The environmental environment is a unit of space with all objects, forces, conditions, and living things, including human and thing behavior that of her living that affect the continuity of discipline, behavior, and the welfare of human and other living things. Law nomor 32 tahun 2019 tahun 2009 dan environmental management is an integrated effort to preserve the function of the environment which includes the policies of structuring, utilization, development, maintenance, recovery, supervision, and control of the environment. Uh, Thank you, moderator.
Okay, thank you for Nanda. The next material will be explained by Aisyah Putri Gutawa. Aisyah, you will
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will explain next environmental management principle. The principle of environmental management is the prevention and control of the decline and damage to environmental quality due to disruption or damage to the ecosystem order. Environment management needs to be carried out to preserve and develop to the ability of a harmonious and balanced environment to support the implementation of environmentally sound sustainable development. The implementation of environmental management in the context of environmentally sound sustainable development must be based on legal norms by taking into account the level of public awareness and the development of the global environment and international legal instruments relating to the environment. Next. Approach to the environmental management. It is a strategic approach that can be used for effective environmental management. The aim is to ensure that the utilization of natural resource is done and in a way that is sustainable and does not damage the ecosystem. Here are some of the main approach. Number one, ecosystem approach. This approach views the environment as an interconnected ecosystem. Management focus not a single natural resource, but on the entire ecosystem that support life. The benefits are the protect biodiversity and reduce the negative impact of human activities. An example of implementation is the preservation of forest area that do not only focus on trees, but also on fauna, water, and soil in the ecosystem. Next. Number two, sustainable development. This is an approach that seeks to meet the needs of the current generation without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs. It has the benefit of creating a balance between economic growth, social welfare, and environmental sustainable. An example of its implementation is the use of renewable energy such as solar or wind power to reduce dependence on non-renewable resources. Next, number three, community participation. This approach involves the community in the environmental management process. By involving the community, management becomes more effective because there is direct support from those who are affected and benefit. It has the benefit of strengthening local support and creating a sense of ownership is efforts to protect the environment. Example of implementation are community-based conservation programs such as village forest management or ecotourism involving local communities. Next. Number four, government regulation and policy. The government has an important role in creating regulation and policies that encourage good environmental management. These regulations usually include rules on natural resource protection, waste management, and environmental quality standard. The benefit is to encourage industry player and the community to follow the standards set for environmental sustainability. An example of its implementation is law number or 2009 on environmental protection and management, which provides a legal framework for environmental management in Indonesia. Number 5, technological approach. Technological innovation play a key role in improving the effective on environmental management. The use of technology enables early detection of environmental threats, optimize resource use, and reduce waste. The benefits are increased efficiency is natural resource utilities and reduce negative impact on the environment. Example of implementation include waste treatment technology, environmental sensor to monitor air and water quality, and renewable energy. Next, environmental management objective. The objective of environmental management in Law Nomor 23 of 1997, Article 4R. Number 1, the achievement of harmony and balance between humans and the environment. Second, the relation of Indonesian peoples as environment people who have the attitude and action to protect and foster the environment. Next, securing the interests of present and future generation. Next, the achievement of the preservation of environmental function. Next, controlled wise utilities of resources. Next, protection of the unitary state of the Republic of Indonesia against the impact of business and or activities outside the state's territory that cause population and or destruction of the environment. Thank you. I will come back to moderator.
Okay, I want to say thank you to Aisyah. The next material will be explained by Muhammad Zafran. Zafran, welcome.
Thanks, moderator. Legal basis regulation. Number 1, environmental protection and management as stipulated in Article 1.2 of Law Number 32 year 209 on environmental protection and management is a systematic and integrated effort carried out to prevent environmental function and prevent pollution and environmental damage, which includes planning, utilization, control and management, supervision, and law enforcement. Point 2, Law Number 26 of 207 on spatial planning. This law provides guidance on national and regional spatial planning, including the utilization and management or natural resource. Spatial planning must consider environmental, sustainable, and ecological balance in the utilization of natural resource. Next. Challenge and opportunity in natural resource planning and environmental management. In development planning and environmental management, there are various challenges and opportunities that must be addressed. The following are some of the key challenges on an opportunity that arise in the context. Point 1, challenge. Number one, climate change. Climate change is closing in increase in the frequency of natural disasters and flood, droughts, and storms. This adds complexity to development planning that must take climate risk mitigation into account. In fact, global warming disrupts the water cycle and temperature distribution, impacting natural resources such as agricultural, water, and biodiversity. Point two, environmental degradation. Human activities such as deforestation, overfishing, and pollution result in the degradation of soil, water, and air quality. Environmental management should focus on restoring the degraded ecosystem. In fact, degraded biodiversity, destruction of natural habitat, and pollution that decrease human and ecosystem health. Next, point three, population pressure. The increase in the global population, especially in urban areas, has increased the demand for space and natural resources. This led to the conversion of forest land into housing or industry, which impact the environmental. Impact land scarcity and increased was the production and air population from vehicle and industries. Point four, dependence on non-renewable natural resources. Resources such as coal, oil, and natural gas continue to be used despite they limit, which will eventually run out. Management must ensure a transition to more sustainable energy source. In fact, over-exploitation of this resource accelerates environmental degradation and tricks economic instability if supplies run out. Next, a lack of community aroused and participation. In many cases, community lack the knowledge or motivation to engage in environmental management. This makes it difficult to effectively implement environmental policies or initiative. Impact enforcement of regulation is weak, while community-based conversion programs often fail to gain full support. Point next, implementation of green technology. The development of environmentally friendly technology such as renewable energy, solar, wind, efficient waste management, and digital technology for environmental monitoring provides a great opportunity to reduce the negative impact of development. The benefits are in research energy efficiency, reduce carbon emissions, and the ability to monitor and improve environmental quality in real time. The role of local community and conversion. By giving local communities a greater role in natural resource management, conservation effort and become more effective. Community-based approach can combine local Kowloon with modern management practice. The benefits include communities becoming more inclusive and motivated in protecting their ecosystem, as well as an increased awareness of the importance of sustainability. Opportunity, point one, circular economy. This concept of circular economy which prioritizes resource reselling and extending the life of goods, promotes efficient use of resource and reducing of waste. In reduce dependence on new natural resource, reduce waste, and creates new economic opportunity in the reselling and reutilization sector. Case study. The Citarum River in West Java is one of the most important rivers in Indonesia and play a vital role in producing water and for various community needs. However, the river faces a variety of problems, including pollution, deforestation, and water quality degradation, resulting in natural disaster such as flood and droughts. Some of the problems are that the Citarum River is known as one of the most pollution river in the world. The conversion of forest and of forest land into settlements or agricultural reduce water catchment area, which contributed to flooding and the growing population around the Citarum watershed worsens environmental condition, increasing pressure on water resource. This is due to the community low understanding of the importance of maintaining the river ecosystem and the need for water conservation. And policies often do not involve the community as subject but only as object, resulting in a lack of participation in resource management. The Indonesian government then launched the Citarum Harum program in 2018 with the aim to restore and maintain the sustainability of the Citarum watershed. Thanks, moderator.
Okay, thank you to Zafran to explain. Okay, the next it can be concluded that the natural resource planning and environmental management are a crucial aspect in achieving sustainable development. Through a systemic approach as implemented the Citarum Harum program, success in addressing pollution and degradation of the Citarum watershed can be achieved. The program demonstrates the importance of collaboration between the government, community, and the private sector to improve environmental quality. Also, the challenges such as climate change, environmental degradation, and lack of public awareness still exist. Efforts to rehabilitation, waste management, and community involvement in conversions are increasingly showing positive results. That improve water quality, achieve active community participation, and reduce industrial pollutions are important steps that demonstrates the success of the program. This program, the sustainable and strengthening is initiative such as Citarum Harum is crucial to ensure a better future of the Citarum River and the community that depends on it. By maintaining focus on the principle of sustainable development, we can protect our natural resources for future generation. Okay, that's all conclude from us. That's all material delivered from us. If there are any spelling error, I'm as a moderator wanna say sorry and wanna say thank you for the viewer see our video. Okay, to close, I wanna say assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.